Hi, my name is Tanika Archer. So I'm on here to tell you my story. Maybe I can help somebody else that's been in the same situation as me. So here I go. I was an educator for 12 years. I taught between first grade to sixth grade. I had a child 5 years ago. I had a daughter, Anaya. Hi, Naya. Love her to death. Now, I know being a new mom, it's going to be hard, but I didn't realize how hard everything was going to be as far as being a mom and a teacher at the same time. I should have took some time off besides the maternity leave, but I didn't. So I became very stressed, very overwhelmed from not getting any sleep. My daughter was not a sleeper at all. She would wake up every night for hours and hours. And this was up until she was about 3.5 when she finally started sleeping more through the night. So for 3.5 years, I barely got sleep. That puts a toll on your body. So I would barely sleep at night, and then I would come in the morning to see my students, full of energy. I'm a very energetic person, and I will always smile, but the wear and tear on my body was real. Now, my husband is a deep sleeper, so I could try to nudge him, push him, hey, get up. But he would just kind of like roll over. So I'm the one that was waking up all the time. Every now and then he would, but most of the time it was me. So from there, not sleeping, I would sometimes try to exercise, but I was so exhausted. So wouldn't exercise as much. And I would just sometimes every now and then just cry because I just felt so tired, so overwhelmed because I was trying to be super mom. Growing up, my mom did everything. She cooked after she got home from work, cooked all of us like brand new Sunday dinner. She would clean, she would do everything. And I didn't realize that wasn't easy. So, Mom, thank you for everything that you do and have done. You are amazing. You are definitely super mom. So me trying to be in that status of super mom, trying to make breakfast for everybody. So I was breastfeeding, so make the milk for my daughter, make breakfast for me and my husband, and make our lunch. Go to work, give my all as a teacher, and then I would come home, get my daughter, play with my daughter, then make dinner, clean, start the whole rotation of not sleeping at night because she's gonna wake up crying, can't go back to sleep. I'll have to walk her until she falls asleep, probably in my arms, put her down, wake back up. It's a whole battle between us. All right. And then, silly me. 18 months later, after having my daughter, I have my lovely son. Now, with my son, I was like, I can't do the same thing as I did with my daughter. Something has to change. So we had to talk. I had to talk with my husband. I said, look, my daughter was rough. It was rough. She didn't sleep. Oh, I didn't tell y'all her eating. Now, the issue with my lovely, lovely daughter, when she was little, she would hold the food in her mouth. So when she didn't want to eat it, she'd go. And what would end up happening is that saliva would just build in her mouth so much that she would just end up throwing it all up. And this happened quite often. She didn't throw it at first. She didn't do anything else. She would just hold it and hold it. I was like, girl, you need to eat. So that was a whole nother struggle in its entirety. I used to ask other moms for advice. It's like, my kid didn't do that. I was like, okay, it's okay. My kid, she's just creative. That's what's going to happen. But anyways, so again, my daughter tested a lot of boundaries for me. So now with my son, My son, I found out he was a better sleeper. While he would sleep, she would be awake. To the point where, she was sleeping in our room in a crib. My husband ended up leaving, or no, I'm sorry. My husband ended up taking the crib out and putting in her own room so I could start getting more sleep. While my son took her place in our room. So sometimes my son would wake up because I would have to feed him. So me still not getting sleep. My daughters are finally away from our room. Son, I'm breastfeeding him. So this waking up in the middle of the night and then still going to work, I had to wake up for school. I woke up breastfed, I say 6 in the morning. From 6 in the morning to come back home at 4. And then now I have 2 little ones. Mommy time again. Then clean. Then cook. Then get everybody ready for bed. And then maybe get an hour or so of myself and just sit finally to start over again in the middle of the night if somebody's going to wake up now. So this happened for 4 years. I would say actually when my daughter turned 3, my mental started changing. So I was worn out, y'all, beyond worn out. So I started walking. I loved to walk when I was like in college, high school, younger. Loved walking. So I was like, let me get back to walking again. So I would take them on a trail. I had a double stroller. Thanks for my coworkers. Whoop, whoop. But I would take a walk and I would listen to something. I used to listen to music, but then I started listening to like motivational things. First thing that popped up was like a Steve Harvey motivational speech. I was like, oh, I didn't know he did this. So on YouTube, when you start listening to things, it sends you down a rabbit hole of other things that's similar. And I went down that rabbit hole, but I liked the rabbit hole that I went into. So it's a whole bunch of motivational things. So it got my wheels turning more and more. Now, I was not a big reader growing up. Reading was not my thing. Funny enough, as a teacher, I was a great reading teacher. But because I didn't like to read, I would make reading exciting in my classroom because, no offense, but my teachers weren't that good. So I had to make sure I was better and make my kids want to learn how to read. But anyways, listening to motivational things on YouTube end up coming to like motivational books and different books that will help you. So it's like professional development books. So I was like, oh, or personal development. So I started reading different books, listening to them. And again, my wheels started turning, getting better. And I was like, I want to be better. I want to get better. I need to get healthier because I feel like my body is tearing apart, breaking apart. It ain't doing so well. So one of the books I read was Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So I had the actual book. I started reading it, stopped. But listening to it helped me a lot. So I started learning about different things about money, how to allocate it. I wasn't saying that years ago. But just how to move my money, how to make it work for me. Then I started listening to other books and other motivational speeches by different other people. And then I came across this guy named Jim Rohn. A lot of y'all probably know about him. Rest in peace to him. But oh my gosh, amazing. So many gems that he tells to help you, to teach you. So I'm on this rabbit hole listening to everything while I'm still not sleeping at night, really. Working all day, coming home to work some more. The whole track of just over and over and over again. As my brain is getting better, learning more, my body is not doing so well. So again, every now and then I would just cry because I'm just so overwhelmed, so much overworked. So maybe a year later, one of my really dear friends at school got hurt. Now, I don't know about y'all, but sometimes when I go to work, it's because I get to work with people that I like. And one of the people that I like, love to death dearly, she got hurt by some students. So she stopped working at my school. And then I feel like that's kind of when everything kind of went down slowly but surely. So, listening to all the motivational things, I did gain more confidence in myself. So, I asked for a different position at my school, try something different to make myself grow, become better. Then other things took a turn. So, they granted my wish, but it did not go the way it was supposed to go. Instead, I did get a different position, but it wasn't a smooth transition. I did not get support. I did not get help like I hoped and needed. And I really got overwhelmed. Now, with that being said, I became so stressed out, and something told me not to go back to my lovely job that year, but I went anyway. I should have listened to my gut. I should have listened to my intuition, but I didn't. But everything's a learning lesson. But that year, which was last year, 2023, I became so stressed, so overwhelmed. I used to be the person that when Friday came, like, oh, cool, it's Friday. I don't mind if it's Friday, Wednesday, whatever day. I enjoy, coming to my job, doing what I need to do. Then I became that other person. It's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. It's time to get out of here. Is it 4 o'clock yet? It's time to go. Or Wednesday. Woo! We only got a couple more days, y'all. Man, time is going so slow. I became that person. I hated going to work. I would hate waking up in the morning to do the whole process of going to work. Like, I was so overwhelmed. I learned that, or I noticed that I became more snappier with people, with my husband. I was through. Everything would bother me. I felt like I had no voice. I felt like nobody cared. That smile that I used to keep on my face, it started to go away quite often. And I felt like I was alone. People didn't care. So, funny enough, 2023 was a crazy year at my school. Lots of things happened. Maybe I'll tell you that one day. But one day I started feeling weird. Like my head was hurting. Half my face felt numb-ish. But it was actually, to me, a stressless day. And then I was like, let me check my blood pressure, because I'm very in tune with my body. So I checked my blood pressure in my principal's office because she had a blood pressure machine. Y'all, my blood pressure was like, first it was 136/99. Now, for me, that's not good. For me, I've always been the 120 range over 80. That's usually how I am. So when I saw those numbers, I was like, whoa, okay, that's probably why I'm feeling like that. But me being me, I'm like, all right, I'll take it easy. Went back, talked, did everything I was supposed to do. At the end of the day, I checked it again. Then it was 146, I think, over like 100 or 101. So I called the nurse system. And they said, I told them my symptoms, told them how half my face just was a little off. They said, ma'am, you need to go to urgent care right now. I said, urgent care? Yes, right now. Girl, now. So, got all my things. I left, went to urgent care. My husband met me there. By the time they seen me, I kid you not, everything was normal. My blood pressure was back to 120 over 80. I said, what? So the stress was real. They said, you got to be careful. That can't happen. So in my head, then and there, I said, if this happens again, I'll quit my job. If this happens again. In my head, I already said I'm going to quit, but that should have been my last day. But it wasn't, because I didn't want to leave the kids behind. I felt like they needed somebody. So I finished out the rest of my year, but then I said, enough is enough. I can't go back. So during this whole process, again, still listening to different things for my personal development, I started meditating. I started eating better. Wasn't the greatest, but eating a lot better. I started learning about different foods and vegetables, fruits, herbs that help heal the body naturally, because I was like, I don't want to end up on medicine first off. And then I don't want to get addicted to anything. So I started incorporating different things to just try to help prevention. So like ginger. Ginger is such a powerful healing herb that helps your body, helps with inflammation. So I started incorporating that more into my diet. Lemons more into my diet. I started juicing like crazy, getting my digestive flowing. So I would exercise more. I would do meditation, better nutrition. My workouts consist of, I love like cardio dancing. I would dance. I would do some strength training because I need to build some muscles, and just the whole thing just to make myself better. And y'all, I started to feel better. My mindset started to change for the better. One little thing I did not tell you that I've learned to do, one of the skills, is I know how to trade, like in the stock market. So when I first learned, it's like being a student. I learned for 6 months, got into the field, did amazing. Amazing for that whole year. And then 2023 year, I did horrible. I lost all the money that I have gained and then some. Mindset is real. You need to have a good mindset in order to do most things in life. So I got back into training. I didn't gain as much back because I'm still was working on myself, but I gained some of my money back. And I started just trying to be better with my whole wellness, my whole everything. And I feel better. And to me, I look better. So take care of yourself. I'll give you more tidbits and more of my journey later on. Stay tuned. All right, talk to you later. Thank you for listening.